Is on. Yeah. Pranam Swamiji. Uh, this is another topic uh, which we thought we'll discuss today, and the topic is be alone. So, as we understand from our childhood that man is a social animal, and we grow with our family and then within the society, and we continue to do that. But with spiritual journey, we read this in many scriptures, including Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the importance of solitude and how a person should move into solitude every now and then. In another place, you have told us that happiness is the cause of unhappiness, and we often end up with other people for happiness, some object for happiness, and later we end up with unhappiness. So this is a common experience to everyone that at some point of time people are very much disturbed with the people whom they love, and in the end they will say, please leave me alone, please do not bother me, and some sort of bad experience they realize. Could you please explain us what is this concept of be alone? What scripture has also said at some point we also realize to some extent, and what is its role in spiritual progress? Over to you, Swamiji.
Okay. So be alone. That is the topic today. See, in our life we have seen circumstances force us to be alone. In our daily life, you will find when you go to the sleep, you alone, and some circumstances also make us alone. There is a fighting or quarreling, there is a very tense between husband, wife, or the relatives, and it is so bitterness developed. Then husband or wife says, husband, asking his wife, go from this room, leave me alone. Leave me alone. So this kind of incident we are finding in our day-to-day life, and we call that why that time the person needs to be alone. See, that is one of the clue we can analyze is what the circumstances. There is a fighting quarrel between husband and wife. It reaches such a bitterness. The person is asking, leave me alone. You go there, other rooms, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, he is alone. This alone means he wants to remain in himself, not in the outside world. He wants to cut off from the outside world. His family, worldly things, and other things, that the moment wife goes away, he is alone in the room, and what he starts? His mind started introspecting or thinking, and the moment he remain alone, that time slowly his mind become cool and get less disturbed. He started thinking within himself, what has happened, what has happened. He is alone and nobody is hearing it. It is called one kind of introspection. And these introspections help me to cut off ego. His ego is there, ego little bit hard, totally disturbed. That is why he stays, he go there, leave me alone. She was so disturbed and perturbed. Then the moment he's alone, he started thinking, focusing, thinking, everything on the self and introspect or thoughts which is coming in the mind. He remains in these thoughts. That means this become less. That time ego is temporarily switched off. At least made to be quiet. Made to be quiet means he started thinking and ego is switched off, and that what he got, after that he'll be little normal or less disturbed. He is in a normal mood. So these are the incidents from our day-to-day life that circumstances force us to remain alone. But here we are voluntarily want to be alone. There is difference. Be alone. Be alone means you have remain in yourself with your thoughts, with yourself, and little higher way to remain in the God. A person cannot remain alone. That is the nature of a person. Whole day you are talking, watching, seeing, TV, this. We are busy with the worldly things, not alone. In our practical life, circumstances force us to be alone, but we do not want to remain alone. That is the nature of the people. That is the nature of the worldly people, not spiritual person people. That spiritual person people, be alone means you want to remain. If you want to get joy from within, then you want to remain alone. Otherwise, it is not. Otherwise, you'll talk, go watching TV, talking, phoning, gossiping. These things will come because you derive joy out of that. But because of that, some circumstances force us to be alone. The examples already I told you and explaining. Then after that, what is the benefit? Benefit is repair of the mind. Mind is totally upset, totally disturbed. When you are alone, then mind is repaired. The way the ego is totally little bit cut or little bit has gone down. Ego is not so prominent, and you feel little bit normal, peace, thought level, ego level has gone down. But when we voluntarily want to be alone, that means you have to develop such love from that you can derive joy by being alone. So that is a be alone, that spiritual persons, you will find the most of the time remain alone. They never talk unnecessary. They will never gossip because their source of joy is within. And our source of joy is outside. That is why we are ordinary people, common people do not want to remain in the alone because they are getting joy from the outside. But a spiritual person wants to remain alone or be alone because derive joy. Why you are calling them common people and spiritual persons? Because they derive joy, they talk with the self, they remain in the self. Suppose somebody have some idea, some God, has a relation with the God, he always talking to the God, chanting, praising, this is deriving the joy. That is a spiritual taste. Unless you develop the spiritual taste, that means love for the God increases. you cannot remain alone. So to be alone means you have to, your mind is there and God is there, you're talking, thinking, always thinking of the God, reading books, something inside. And other people come, other people means if you go outside, this rhythm will be broken. The joy you are deriving. Worldly people is alone to break or reduce their ego and little bit quiet and still and rest. And they repair their mind, again they start work. But why? The person is voluntarily trying to be alone. Alone, that means he is always, they develop the taste to remain, talk with the God, with the self. So these highly spiritual persons, highly developed persons have developed that quality to be alone. But as we are trying, common people trying going to the temple, sitting alone, say satsanga, sitting there alone for 1 hour, 2 hours. That is, they are trying to love the God and trying to make a relation with the God. That is the practice. 1 hour, 2 hours, we remain silent. We are alone in the seat of meditation, in the home, we are alone, nobody is there, everybody is gone outside. But that is one we can practice very carefully when nobody is in the house, you are alone. That time, most of the people, ordinary people, mind is just unrest when my mother will come back, my sister will come back, wife will come back, then I can talk. I become boring, I cannot live alone. Alone is a problem for them. And whereas a spiritual person, alone is not a problem, it is joyful for them. It is one is painful, one is joyful. Common people, to be alone means it is painful. They have no practice, they have not developed the mind. And whereas a little higher spiritual persons, alone is a joyful. Because they derive joy talking with the God, see, sir, and thinking of the God. So this silence, that we gain power. That another positive point, if you want to develop that kind of remains, you gain the silence, need so much power is generated inside. And we have the power wasted by gossiping. When there is nothing, you do not want to be alone, you talking, chatting, you are wasting your energy. Whereas you are gaining power or energy, that is the alone, silence. So these are the main difference. To be alone, it is a lot of practice. It is spiritual bended, spiritual in that sense. A spiritual person, he is alone because he has cut off, trying to cut off the worldly things, worldly matters. That is why spiritual person want to remain. Even in the societies they are in the living, but if you see their mind, he is totally indifferent to the world, and his mind is inside, thinking of the God, thinking of the self. That is their expression. See, same house they are living, one father spiritual person and brother is not spiritual person. He is a worldly people. So see the difference. Even his brother is in the same house, but mind is totally indrawn and it is totally focused for introspection. See, introspection is the best method. And to get the joy, derive joy, you are introspecting, deleting, removing, detecting these are the problems. I should throw it out. Unless you are alone, you cannot read your mind. You cannot see what are in the mind, what are the pollution of the mind. You cannot detect. But those who are interested in spiritual life means inner world, means the God, not with the worldly things. They slowly develop these things, the bound, because their taste is to be remain, to be alone, so that they can remain with the God. Our worldly people is different. They have no taste on the God or spirituality. They want taste is only in the worldly things. So try to be alone as you are practicing, going to the temple and these things. Try to be alone, and trying to be alone means you have to introspect, you have to develop love for the God, love for the Almighty. Then you can live, try to live alone. Otherwise, to be alone is out of frustration, they can commit suicide. When a person is totally disturbed, that time the people apprehend he can do something. So people are surrounding him not to remain alone, because alone if he is there, he can commit suicide. That is also you will find that time that relatives will not allow him to remain alone, even though he wants to remain alone, because the intention of the particular person, relatives understood. So relatives will not allow him to remain alone. So it has a total connection with the spirituality. Remain to be alone means the person who have develop the love for the God. Otherwise, it is as a bad negative impact. So some of the points I have highlighted and what comes in the flashes in the mind, I have told you. Now we can ask any questions, and some angle it is not answered, why it is not clarified.
Anyone having any question, please ask.
Yeah, Swamiji, namaste. This is Puneet.
Yes.
Swamiji, how to handle the fear that comes when we are trying to be alone? Thank you.
See, develop fear comes means when you have no genuine love for your ideal spirituality is God, then fear will come. Fear come means if I alone, the boring is there. How can I remain alone? Because your taste is in the worldly things. That is why worldly matters, worldly things, the world, external things. That is why fear is coming. How can I remain alone? कब तक रहेगा अकेला? ऐसा हो सकता है, डर लगता है, कब कोई आ रहा है, कुछ नहीं है तो किसी आवाज सुन के तुम इधर रुक जाओ, मैं तो बात करने चाहता हूं. These are the expression. So
Swamiji, your voice is not audible.
yes, now it is audible.
Yeah. Yes, Swamiji.
So that only sign is that you have now developed love for the worldly things, not spiritual things or God.
Any other question? Yes, Akhil.
Yes, Pranam Maharaj. You have told that it is a highly spiritual mind which gains joy by being in alone. But even ordinary people like us, as you have also mentioned in one of your lectures, that we derive joy when of certain things, and that time we need to be alone. Like in one of your lectures, you have given example that when we are visiting some very beautiful natural places like Himalayas or any other good scenery, so then at that time, for enjoying that particular scene, we want to cut off ourselves with our other relatives around us, our friends around us. We just want to have a look of that particular scenery. Then only.
See, ordinary people, be alone means we are trying to be living alone. And circumstances forces us to be alone. Already giving the examples during a fight. And circumstances force us to go outside, to remain alone. Mind is so much disturbed. So go to the Himalayas, see something, you forget the worldly things, then seeing you again, remain alone. This is the practice. But a person's voluntary remaining, be alone, that means lot of spiritual practice is required. Okay.
Practice. So could you please highlight more on practice and be alone?
See, practice means as you are going temple and satsang. So you go spend more time in satsang. That means you are remaining alone. If you go to the temple, sit more time, again you are encouraging or giving more time in alone. Alone means you and the God. Mine and God, that is the alone. Nobody is there, no physical presence of anybody. It is play of the mind and God. That is the alone. So the more you practice, more you spend more time in satsanga, like that. That means you developing the taste to remain alone because you have a develop some kind of deriving joy to be alone. I mean, satsanga, spend more time in the temple as you are going, then practice will, maturity will come, then you can see in a house, in a home, more time in engrossed in spiritual thinking, not practice even thinking, remembering God, you find joy. That time you will find how time has passed, 3, 4, 5 hours passed, but it is not aware to you. So God practice these things, spending time with God, with recitation, thinking of the God. Okay, we should close here.
Thank you very much, Swamiji. Thank you.
Thank you.